Hi, I'm Heather Whitmer. I'm one of the owners here at LeBeau Skincare Center, and I'm here with Hillary Leibowitz-Schaefer, who is the other owner of LeBeau. And today we are going to talk about laser hair removal. So thanks for being with us here and answering some questions. We get a lot of questions about laser hair removal, so let's go ahead and get right to it. So what is laser hair removal?
Sure. So laser hair removal is, we use an Alexandrite laser, which the Alexandrite laser means that the beam of light passes through the Alexandrite rod, which then allows the beam of light to go 755 nanometers, which is the base of most hair follicles. When you are then lasering that follicle, it causes the heat to go the whole way down and cause damage. So what our goal is to destroy what is creating that hair follicle from producing.
So essentially it kills the follicle that's in there?
So it will hopefully kill the follicle that's in there. We always recommend 6 treatments because hair grows in cycles. So depending on which stage the hair follicle is in, we really want to get it at the point where that hair is being produced in that follicle. So when we hit it with the laser, it might be in a growth stage where we're only causing a little bit of damage. Or it could be in there where it's active and we're really hitting it hard and killing it. So we need to see them back for 6 treatments. They're spread apart usually about once a month, depending on the body part that we're treating. And when they have the treatment, the hair needs to be in the follicle, so it can't be waxed or pulled out. We ask them to trim it or shave it so that it's in the follicle but really short. The reason for that is if the hair is sticking out and it's long, all of the heat is going to get wasted on the top of what's sticking out, and a little bit of it's going to go down to the follicle. We want the hair really short so that it all goes down really deep down and travels the whole way to the base and does the most destruction. Once we've lasered it, then it's sitting in there underneath the surface. It takes about 2 weeks for that hair to be naturally forced out of that area in the tissue. Once it comes out, it's smooth. You can't even tell that you ever had hair there. Usually takes about 2 more weeks for hair to grow back in, if it's going to come back in. It might have been destroyed and that one won't come back in. The problem is that you have thousands of hair follicles in 1 square inch. So what we see on the day of the treatment might not be what would be in there the next time you come in. It might be a whole new group of set of hair.
So is the long-term benefits permanent, or what? Because we need to go through multiple treatments.
Sure.
And there's so many hairs. How does that work?
It's tricky because it can be permanent, but it is FDA approved as permanent hair reduction. And the reason for that is because you do have thousands of hair follicles in 1 square inch. And who's to say that you're not going to produce out of one of them after you're done even your laser hair removal or in between your laser hair removal treatments? So depending on why you have the hair to begin with, if we have somebody that comes in and they have polycystic ovarian syndrome, well, that is causing a lot of excess hair growth for them to begin with. So their body is constantly trying to produce hair out of any follicle it can. So we might have destroyed at the time of treatment the follicles that were producing, but their body might want to try to produce new follicles to start producing. So if that's the case, what happens is after they go through a series of usually 6 treatments, after that, then they might need maintenance whenever they need it. It could be every 3 months, it could be every 4 months. But the reality is somebody that has something like polycystic ovarian syndrome, they're shaving or doing something all the time. They are, typically women that'll come in and say, I have a 5 o'clock shadow. I'm shaving twice a day. It controls their life.
Mm-hmm.
They get in the car and they're looking in the mirror and they're making sure that they don't have any hair showing. So we take them from what they come in with during that consult to then after their treatments, they're only doing it something every 3 months.
Sure.
So yes, there might be maintenance, but it's life-changing for them.
Sure. And does the laser work on all hair colors?
It only works on black or brown.
Okay.
All true lasers need to have a color to be its target. So this particular one needs that black or brown. If you're dealing with a white hair or a gray hair or even a red hair, there is actually no melanin in that hair. So, and that's what's the pigment in there. So the laser has nothing to see. So it's just, it can't target it. It needs to be black or brown. And you also then can't have a tan at all when you have the treatment. And the reason for that is if you have a tan, your skin then has a lot of pigment that the laser is going to see your skin and then possibly the hair, and could blister, burn, or scar you. So you want to be at your natural skin color.
Okay, so natural skin color, it is permanent hair reduction.
Correct.
So it definitely gives you a great lessening of the amount of hair that you have, if not, depending on your production of hair and all of that. The hair has to be brown or black. And are there any side effects to the treatment afterwards?
You could get red. You could get little bumps where you had the hair, because the heat is, with the laser reacting with that hair and that dark pigment, it causes a lot of heat in there, which can cause a little bit of inflammation. So a lot of people get little, especially around the chin area, we'll see little bumps, but that usually lasts about a half an hour to maybe that day, and the next day it'll be gone. Typically, nobody knows you had laser hair removal, definitely the next day. Okay. And a lot of patients come in over their lunch break and have the treatment done and go back to work and put makeup over top of it, and you would never know.
Does it usually, do patients typically say, is it painful or tolerable, or?
Depends on how much hair the person has.
Okay.
So if it is a man that comes in and he has a lot of hair on his back, it is definitely going to feel a lot more uncomfortable to him than somebody that comes in and they have an underarm that has hair and there's 4 hairs there.
Okay.
So the more hair that's in the area that we're treating, the more heat that's going in. So it can be a little more uncomfortable for somebody that has a lot of hair versus somebody that doesn't have much hair.
And can we help them with that?
Yeah, we can always put numbing on if we need to.
Okay.
It's usually not even needed. Most people can tolerate it. It's just more uncomfortable when there's more hair.
So what's the most common feedback from patients with laser hair removal that, you know, you see or we hear in here?
I would say that it just frees up their life. You know, they've had to do so much all the time on an area that's bothered them. You know, whether it's a woman in her legs and, you know, they had to shave every day and now they don't, or, you know, the face, obviously, you know, is embarrassing. Sure. And, you know, they have to keep coming to the bathroom to check to see if hair is showing. They don't have to do that anymore. Or a man, you know, hates waxing because it's just so painful. Now they don't have to do that. Or they, you know, you hear the story of my wife shaves me, you know, or my girlfriend shaves, and they hate that. That's embarrassing to them. So, you know, it's life-changing in so many different ways.
Yeah. I can definitely say, and I've, for myself, my experiences, I used to get a lot of ingrown hairs, and now it's like night and day different. And I know that we get a lot of feedback from men that get ingrown hairs from shaving and stuff, that they really say that it's made a big difference.
Yeah, we get a lot of people get ingrown hairs on face, neck, underarms, bikini area. Any area that causes like a friction.
Okay. Well, again, we do offer free consultations with all of our services. So if you're interested or ever thought about laser hair removal, give us a call and come in. We'll talk to you and see if it's the best treatment for you.